Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It is Monday, Holiday Monday, and all of our guests today, including Murph, standing by, sponsored by Pearson Motors. Celebrate Canada Day with unbeatable deals on pre-owned vehicles. Canada Day has come and gone. They're still celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
You should be too.
Oh.
Visit their showroom in Surrey or shop online at Basant, BASANT Motors.com. Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. No shortage, including Ed from North Vancouver, of people saying that this top six, this roster, still seems soft.
Yeah, I did check in, Donnie, to see if the Canucks had interest in Zach McEwen, who's a UFA last night, and I was told no as of last night.
He wouldn't be in the top six.
No, but I'm just saying, just more toughness in general. We're getting a lot of that on the weekend. I got asked a lot, are they tough enough? They lost Burroughs. They lost Shen, you know.
Well, they didn't reacquire Shen.
Yeah.
Dan Murphy joins us now from Sportsnet. Murph, thanks for doing our first ever guest on Donnie and Dolly.
Oh.
And he joins us again. How are you?
Just a great guy.
I'm good, fellas. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good. What was your opinion of the moves the Canucks made over the weekend, Murph?
I think they did actually quite a good job considering the amount of cap space that Alvin had to play with, the holes they needed to plug. They identified needs. You know, like at the end of last season, they said third-line center is our biggest need. Now, of course, the OEL buyout, the Ethan Bear injury, that changed all that and had to kind of pivot to the defense first. But I think considering the limited amount of space they had, they targeted the right guys. I don't think third-line center that Bluger is going to give you the offensive numbers that Sheldon Dries did, but they need a defensive profile. They need a guy that can be a little heavier, that can kill penalties, that can win faceoffs, and I believe that's what Bluger is going to do for them. Does he have the upside to move up if there's an injury? I doubt it, but I think that they did a good job there considering 1 year, $1.9 million. On the defense, too, they needed more size, they needed more heaviness, and they needed guys who could kill penalties. I think they got that in the two players. And again, relatively low risk. 1 year for Cole, 3 years for Soucy. These are two guys that led their respective teams in minor penalties last year, so they play hard. But they're both very good penalty killers as well. So I think it was a good July 1st for the Canucks, considering how disastrous a lot of July 1st have been in the past.
Hey, Murph, I don't know if you heard our prelude before you got on the air here, but a lot of people in our Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox saying this team, maybe they don't know a whole lot about Cole or Soucy, join the club, saying that this team isn't tough enough, not mean enough. They're not going to make it hard to play at Rogers Arena, and they let go of Burroughs. They don't re-sign Luke Shen. What do you think?
I think there's always kind of going to be those questions with this group, but I would worry, first off, are they fast enough more than are they tough?
Yeah.
I mean, in the top six, I want the speed. They've got skill. They've got a little bit of heaviness with the likes of Miller. Besser is a big guy. He doesn't play up to his size all the time. So I'd be more willing, I'd be more concerned, are they fast enough than are they tough enough? I think you can fill in some toughness, in the margins around the edges, but you need speed to win in this game, especially in the regular season. I think the heavier game, as we saw from Vegas, comes more into style in the playoffs. But I want to see more speed before anything.
Dan, you cover this team every day, and you're there with the players more than us. What is Kyle Burroughs? What are they going to miss with Kyle Burroughs gone?
I don't know if I ever saw him without a smile on his face.
That's it. Yeah.
Remember Bruce Boudreau said, too, like he would put him in warm-ups knowing he wasn't going to play just because he would elevate the room getting dressed and going out on the ice.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. It's a business, though. I heard his exit meeting was excellent. I heard that Alvin was very happy with his play. And Burroughs, obviously, it was a dream come true to play in Vancouver. He would have loved to stay. But this is a business decision.
Yeah.
He got 3 years in San Jose. So good for him. But I just love the way he played. He played bigger than his size. He was never afraid to stick up for teammates. But again, sometimes you have to move on for these players because it's just maybe too much term. But I just think he was one of those real, kind of glue guys in the locker room, especially considering the limited role he had on the ice.
We're going to hear the word playoffs a lot over the summer and into September. Do you think they took the necessary steps to get there, Dan?
Well, talk to me after the first 2 weeks of the season. If they're 0-6-1, then I'll give an answer. I think that they are better equipped right now than they were at the end of last season. I think you have to hope that Philip Hronek is what they believe he is. I like the fact that they now have options to play alongside him, so he doesn't feel like he has to carry his own pairing. So you can put him with Soucy or put him with Cole. They've got good veterans to play with him. And the coaching staff getting a full training camp. 5 full days in Victoria. When was the last time we saw a camp that was that long? I think they're in a better spot now than they were at the start of last season, no question. But this division is tough. Vegas, Edmonton, LA is on the rise. Who knows about Cal? Seattle. So it's going to be tough sledding. But they do have the top-end talent. They do have the goaltending. And if the coaching staff has the systems to make them play the way they want to, in the defensive zone especially, then I'm not going to count them out this season, where last season at the beginning I probably was ready to count them out of a playoff spot.
Any thoughts, Murph, 1 year, 2.25 on how OEL is going to do down in Florida?
Well, I think they're probably going to use him on the second unit power play. I hope he's healthy, because you could really tell last season here he was struggling with injuries. And it's a shame too. Like this, he's gone, and maybe Myers is gone if there's that proposed trade that goes. These are two just top quality human beings, but are both just a bit beyond their best before date. So I really hope it works out for OEL. I hope he's healthy. I hope they put him in a role where he can succeed, and he's not going to have the burden of that contract over his head anymore. He handled it really well here, even knowing he wasn't playing up to the contract. He would never shy away from answering questions if he was asked. And he was always really good that way. So I hope it works out for him. 2.5 seems reasonable.
So does almost $20 million in a buyout. Hey, Sportsnet like buyout. Hey, what's your read on what the Canucks are saying about Tanner Pearson? I know you're not a doctor, but Patrick Galvin said on Saturday he expects him at training camp.
Yeah, he said their doctors say the hand is healed, say that Tanner is training, and say he'll be ready for camp. That's all fine and good. I kind of want to hear from Tanner Pearson and his camp on how it's going and how he's feeling. I sure hope what Alvin said is true. I hope that Pearson has healed. That would be a terrible way to lose another start of a season just from what he's gone through. I'm sure mentally it's been tough. Physically it's been tough. So I hope that's accurate. I hope he comes in because, again, we focus on age and speed and salaries. But this is a guy, too, that can kill penalties. This is a guy that's a little bit heavy. He's not super easy to play against. He can come up big. Didn't he fight Carson Soucy last year or the year before? I can't remember. He's not afraid. So I would hate to see his career kind of dwindle away because of an injury that's been, lingering on for this long.
Yeah. JT Miller fought Soucy last year, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Hey, Murph, one more. Off the subject, but we see Adam Hadwin in a playoff yesterday on the PGA Tour. Nick Taylor wins the Canadian Open, famously a few weeks back. You grew up playing at Ledgeview, where those two golfers are from. What is the deal? And we can go back to Ray Stewart and James Lepp as well. What is the deal with that golf course?
I just think that anybody that plays there, you can travel the game. Sometimes when you play at your home course, you go somewhere else. You can't bring that 3-4 handicap with you, or these guys are plus whatever handicaps. The greens can be incredibly tough, speedy, and slopey. You have to hit it straight. You have to hit it off every lie: side hill, downhill, uphill. So I think that's it. You learn to play all those shots. Let's not forget, Ledgeview doesn't even have a drive range. Well, they do, but those guys can't hit more than 9 irons off it. So they went out and they played all the time. They got their reps in. They weren't always just trying to hone in their golf swing. They were playing golf. And I think it forces you, that course, to hit all the shots, off all the lies, and the greens. You have to be able to get it up and down around the greens and putt. So my biggest thing is that if you play at Ledgeview, your game travels well.
Murph, thanks so much.
Mine doesn't. Mine doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, sure, buddy. Yeah, I bet. By the way, I love that hat.
Yeah.
The logo is outstanding. The Sasquatch logo.
Is that Sasquatch?
What have we got there?
It's outdoor tack. I don't know. My wife brought it back from Whistler, so it's got to be something to do up there with skiing and stuff. So I stole it from her because I liked it too.
Outstanding. All right, Murph, have a great summer. We'll talk to you in September, October.
You got it, boys, and take some holidays, for goodness sakes. What's going on?
We got 2 months off coming up on the Thursday.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Murph. We got that under control.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dollywall, at some point here, the Crown, I think we're going to switch the Crown out. You saw the Pronger brothers are making whiskey. Journey
I
whiskey.
saw that.
Oh, there you go.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Can you send? You're tight with them. Send some over. Let's
the
go.
Yeah. Hey, Murph,
Okay.
the only people who have more vacation, the only person who has more vacations than us is Shorty.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
What's the old line? He works 24/7, 24 hours a week, 7 months a year.
Outstanding. All right, Murph, good summer. Thank you.
Hey, boys. Take care.